we are live on YouTube. So hello everyone. Hello, my name is Joris. Welcome to our online meeting about fashion and style tips with a fashion expert. So thank you, Lucine, for being here and teaching us some style hacks. I want to quickly introduce Fashion Talk C.E.T to our new viewers. We founded Fashion Talk C.E.T in Geneva, Switzerland, with my partner Lena last year. We are the first fashion community in Geneva. We learn, explore, and network. We bring people together from the fashion industry and those who love fashion. It is also important for us to also highlight interesting emerging fashion brands with quality offerings and transparent, sustainable, or other great values.
So basically, our major activity is to bring people to brands. So we do events at shops where people get to meet the founders, learn the story of the brands, also share their own stories. So there is opportunity for pitching and just generally have a great time. And we also produce our own media. So this includes articles, interviews, and we do online meetings such as this one. And our next thing is to actually extend in New York City. We will start with physical events there, but after the corona. So here we are now with Lucine to talk about fashion tips. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. So we know that you are a fashion expert and you have a very interesting story. So can you tell us more about yourself?
Well, yeah, sure. So this is my actually first experience doing doing interviews on social media, because I was working on TV, but it's a different type of media, you know. So so this is very exciting because I've been blogging for like over 10 years and doing live stream interviews for the first time. For me, it was like, oh wow. But anyway, I've started working in my first experience was about like like 11 years ago. I had a part-time job while I was studying in university. I studied economics. My first degree is in marketing, economics, and business. So I had a part-time job in retail in a big store that works with the premium brands. And before I started my job there, I was interviewed like 2 times, and I was like, oh wow, I will sell like fashion pieces, and I had to pass the interview. For me, it was something very like, I was surprised with that approach. But then I just realized that fashion actually is absolutely another world that an average consumer had no idea what's hidden inside. So, and then I started in 2009. I started fashion blog, and it is just all started like in the world, like globally. Many people had no idea what it was all about, and I always asked my family members to take a picture of me on the street, and they was like, why are you doing this? Why are you posting your pictures like in front of the wall or on the street? People are just staring at you. And I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. And actually up till now, I'm still writing this blog. And then I got a little bit bored, so later I was working as a marketing manager in different companies, but writing meantime my blog, my fashion blog. And then I just realized that it's also a bit boring just to post pictures of yourself, because I wanted to have some kind of expertise in fashion. And I went to study fashion design for 3 years, so from scratch. But the idea was not to become a fashion designer, but once you are watching a fashion show or you are attending an event or something, you are not just judging I like it or I don't like it, but to have an idea what's inside, what was this like, what the designer, what kind of idea there was, how much work was done. And so I mean that it was very interesting experience actually. And then it went like, I've gotten an offer to to be a TV host in Estonia, because I was living at that time in Estonia, in Tallinn. So I was a TV host for a fashion-related TV show, and it was also very exciting. I was promoting designers, new brands, emerging brands, and bloggers. And then after I finished this the season of the show, I was invited to be a main stylist of the whole channel. So things got very exciting, and I got a very big experience after that. It was a very tough work to work in this TV production in general, but exciting because you learn things so fast, because you have to. You have no you're just pushed to get this very dynamic rhythm. And in terms of fashion, there were like also some kind of editorials, fashion shows, and so, and here in Switzerland I'm about like 2 years, and I've been also doing some personal styling as well. So, and once I've moved, relocated with my family to Zürich. I've got an offer to join the platform of stylists from Switzerland, and to work with the clients, local clients. And it's also very exciting because you meet so many interesting people. The clients are of different ages and with different backgrounds. And yeah, so I think that I've covered all kind of like things in fashion, and I'm also having my own online store of emerging brands. So this is the thing that I'm working from the other part of the fashion. So I'm there as a creative director and the buyer. So I'm more also in the retail. So I think that I covered everything for the past 11 years in fashion.
So it's really all the sides. So you do
yeah.
clothing, styling, marketing, designing, buying, so everything is in there. And you're also very international. So
well,
it's
you know, the thing is that it's very important to have an expertise when you work in the industry. You get an experience, and then you can I mean that it's very important to get the experience in what we are doing. So I think that for the 5 years I get that experience, and then I just realized that okay, I have to go and learn more. So that's why meantime I was also learning new things and getting my additional diplomas in London, in Milan, and you know, it's always important to learn things.
absolutely.
Yeah, very interesting. And actually, how should someone uncover their own fashion style?
Well, tricky question. May I put on the slide?
Of course.
So, yeah, so that would be more, you know, so I've prepared some visual material, and hold on.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
okay, do you see this now?
Yes, we can all see this. So can you just please share it in full screen?
Yeah, like this.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Thanks.
So my tip in terms of like uncovering your own fashion style is just to split your lifestyle, your life into priorities. So first is in percentage. How much time do you spend at home, then at work, and then doing like outdoor activities and leisure? Now, of course, like about 90% we're all at home, but if we take our regular schedule, so we should have like an idea what our life looks like. So this is important because what I face when meeting people, when meeting like my clients, they don't have appropriate wardrobe for their lifestyle. So, for example, a woman, like young woman, has a lot of party dresses, but she works in a bank. So she has absolutely nothing, like, okay, she has clothes, but I mean that only two sets, two main outfits to go to work, and like 70% of her wardrobe is the party party wear. And this is the thing that's why she's confused. She says that I don't have anything to wear. So the main idea is to split your life into priorities and see where you spend most of your time, and focus on this part and see if there is a lack of some items for your work or for your home, like when you are spending time at home. So actually there was a survey like when the whole virus thing happened. The survey showed that in retail there was like the things were bad actually, because people didn't have any opportunity to go buying, but there was a boom in online, and people, you know what they were buying? They were buying loungewear, pajamas, like something, tracksuits and so on. So this is the thing, that people were spending time at home, and there was a need in this kind of wear, you know, in this kind of segment. So the idea is to like, the first thing is to split your life, to see your priorities, and then is to think about you know, the role models, because it's also very important, because we all have our, not icons, I don't like this word icons, but people whom we really like. Mostly it relates to celebrities, because, you know, always I ask people whom they like, because you know, someone has like preferences in this, like in music, and for example someone likes Madonna, or someone likes this TV show Sex and the City, and always tries to copy the style of the main character of Sarah Jessica Parker. So for me it's also very important to understand who is the role model. Like, okay, style icon in terms of fashion is more easier to understand, because later then I also try to understand why the person why he or she likes this character particularly, and what we can have from this. I mean that, okay, here is an example. I had a client, a very shy romantic girl, and once I asked her who is her role model, she told me Kim Kardashian, and I was like, okay, so why aren't you like wearing the same style? Because something was still hidden inside of her, and I had to help her to her preferences, like in celebrities and in fashion, to come out. So this is very important, because this is about self-expression. It wasn't like about the copying style of Kim Kardashian, not of course, but just to help her to self-express in that particular way. So this is it was the second thing. And the third thing about the message. So what we want to convey with our clothes. Because clothes and style, this is the way of communication. We meet people, and before we open our mouth, so the clothes speak. And it's very important also, like every time we put like particular style or particular clothes, we should think like, what's the message? So here is an example. So can you get the message of this women?
Message. Okay, so I think the one with basically Bella Hadid, it's definitely a feminist message. So
yeah,
women should have more importance. More sparkle, probably.
Yes. So here is like I will help you. So the girl, she has like, she conveys like this bright, bold style. So there is a lack of something vibrant maybe around, and she wants to be like a statement. So for her, it's more like maybe the way how she expresses herself. Sorry. So for example, yeah. So and maybe another example. Can you guess?
So I think the girl like in the military jacket, it's a bit like, she's a bit like eccentric, but at the same time introverted. So it's like I'm me, but at the same time, leave me alone.
Yeah, actually, she's wearing a military jacket. But
Yeah.
every time, this is also a topic about the trends. Every time the person wears something like military related, this is the thing that the person is very willful and determined to do something. So brave and yeah, because we have like this military trend in fashion like all the time. It doesn't go out because the whole situation in the world, it's not stable, so that's why it's always on trend, let's say. And yeah, so this is the military jacket and the combat boots and so everything that comes from this from I don't know, from the army or like from military. So the same is the message. So she's very determined and serious, so you can't be like romantic in a military attire. So another option, like examples, and one is lady is having very romantic mood. She's very feminine, and she wants this kind of lifestyle to have some kind of date with the, I don't know, so romantic date, let's say. And in terms of animal print, it's also very like tricky always, because once a person puts on like a leopard print, tiger print, whatever, like any animal print, they should consider to be a hunter,
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's why it's very tricky in terms of animal prints. So yeah, so this is the idea, is to think about the message. Yes. Yeah, so it's all, when you all combine what I've said previously about your lifestyle, about your role models, about the message, then comes the easiest thing that you can do is to create your basic. By the way, guys, do you have your basic wardrobe?
Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Good. And Lena, what about you?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually very big on basics. So basically, most of my wardrobe is made up of black and white stuff, which I can combine with everything that I have. Yeah, but I really like what you've wrote, like the 70% basic item, 30% trendy items. And then circulate those trendy items, all the time, basically.
Well, the thing is that when it comes to basic, it doesn't mean that it should be all the same. So not about only the black and white colors. So the basic should be your own, according to your lifestyle and according to your priorities, because so for some people it's easier to have this monochrome basic because it's easier to combine in some sort of a way and to add some colors. But for example, people from creative industries, some designers, graphics and so on, they are like, I even can't think about them having only black and white, so it's also quite okay to have a very vivid, vibrant basic, because this is their basic. So it's very important, because once you type in Google basic wardrobe, it gives you all the same things, So this is, for example, in mind what I put here, the picture on my slide. But it's not working this way. It doesn't mean that the same basic works for everyone. Of course, there are things that are easier to mix and match, but you should think about your personal wardrobe, about your personal basic that works for your lifestyle, works for your way of like how you spend your time. So the same, like someone says like, okay, basic is heels and nude pumps, black pumps, but okay, what if you are not wearing the pumps, so you're all about the sneakers.
Yeah.
So the idea about having the basic is to create your own, no matter what others say. And it's about 70%, because of course we want to add something that is on trend and that the shops are offering us all the time, designers and the bloggers. And I would stick to this like plus minus 30%, because those items that are on trend, they are outdated very fast. So it's very important not to put a lot of like those things or items in your wardrobe, and not to create like even 50%. So
do you think that so those basic items should be like also like classics? So those should be those things that are like keeping their value, and then the 30% can be basically the trendy things.
Well, yeah. So this is the idea is like ideally it would work like this, but still it's very individual, because some people work in this in industries that are always on spot. So that's why basic sometimes doesn't work for them well, and they have to change clothes a lot. So it's always like a matter of a conversation with the client, and I always ask about their lifestyle and priorities. But mostly what I've done, this like 70% and 30%, this works. And even I do basic even 80%.
Mm-hmm.
Because that later on it's easier to to create the capsule wardrobes that we will also cover today.
Yeah, and especially we don't want, like, we are at the age when we don't want to overconsume, so it makes sense.
Exactly about the consuming. Yeah, this will be, I think that's one of the next slides. So in terms of basics, so here's an example for very simple outfits in neutral colors. When I speak about the neutrals, they're like all kind of beige, brown, blue, not black, but blue and gray, of course, because this is the color that like fits everyone, and it's good in mix and matching. And they doesn't like, okay, they may be plain or but they are not boring. They are very simple and they're very versatile, these kind of outfits. So but here there are almost no colors. So if the person thinks that, okay, I will start with the basic, in some sort of way it's easier to start with neutral colors, because when you match items of neutral colors, they always work. So this is my personal tip. And then when you see that, okay, I know how to mix and match those neutral colors, those basic colors, then I will go for bold colors. So it's just that the first step how you can start experimenting. Okay, so my common mistakes, what I notice when I see people on the streets and when I talk to them, it's about copycats. So do you how often do you see this among your friends? How you spot this among your friends and I don't know, so people with whom you are negotiating?
Everybody is copying everybody.
Yes, there is always it's something. Yeah.
Is it an inspiration or is it really copying? Because when it's copying, it's kind of annoying. But a lot of people are just inspired by each other.
Well, the inspiration is very good, and in some sort of way, copycat is also like a first step in terms of experimenting and exploring your personal style if you haven't found it yet. But it's very important to add something from your side, because otherwise you will be someone else, not you. Mm-hmm. So this is the thing. This is the very important thing. You can make a mood board of people from for example, women from the street style pictures. That okay, you like this outfit and that outfit, and then you try to recreate, not copy, but recreate, because you won't have exactly the same item, definitely. If you're not stalking this person, and not following the same stores, shops. Mm-hmm. But I mean that it won't be possible to create absolutely the same outfit. You will still put your own detail. You will put your own accessory or shoes. So it's totally okay. Then you will see if you feel yourself comfortable in this outfit. If yes, then stick to this and then experiment adding another detail, another bottom, another like top of blazer. So this, like, it's okay, but only in the very beginning. Then wearing uncomfortable clothes, I immediately spot people once they're wearing something very uncomfortable. Yeah. So yes, well, actually, fashion gives us a lot of opportunities to self-express, but it's not about like feeling ourselves not like uncomfortable. So you know, so this should be the main point here. Because like if you're in a process of cleaning your wardrobe, start with this point. Put on your clothes and see which like makes you uncomfortable, which one makes you uncomfortable, and then throw it away. Don't think about like it. And then like over consuming. But I think that with this, the whole situation, things are getting like not, I wouldn't say like better, but people are getting more conscious about what they are buying. I really hope, because there will still be a boom once the lockdown is over, because we were some sort of a diet, like a like shopping diet. Online is one thing, but once you are able to go to the physical store and touch and to try something on, it's another thing. And we're not putting like our regular clothes. We were still like in our homeware, and once we are allowed to go out, everybody, like, there will be a strong desire to put something fancy, to refresh the wardrobe. So there will be still a boom, but I really like insist to people to educate themselves a bit. So in terms of what they are buying, from who they are buying. It doesn't mean that, so it doesn't mean that if you're going to like a mass market brand, you are doing a bad thing. No, it's also like up to people's client, the person's budget, you know. This like people have different budgets, so it doesn't mean that if you're going and buying the dress like for $20, it's bad. No, it's okay if you are 100% sure that this is your investment and you will wear this for a long time. This is your personal investment, but you are conscious of what we are doing. So this is the main idea. It's not like overspending and thinking like, oh, it's cheap, then I buy it. No. So the approach should be a little bit different. So any questions here from you?
About wearing uncomfortable clothes. It's also about like to wear something that fits you, of course, and that is I think, yes, as you said, like the main point, I think, and this is I think the main mistake I used to see on the street, that people sometimes don't wear clothes that fits them, I think. Mostly.
Yeah,
especially it's also different. It's the colors and all, but yes, this is I think the main mistake here.
So we have this tendency to wear uncomfortable clothing as women because it looks good. I think it's such a phenomenon with shoes, with high heels that like really squish your feet, but it looks good.
I got you. So I'm also trying to like from time to time wear heels, although in Switzerland almost no one here wears heels, and I'm just looking at my collection of beautiful shoes and I'm thinking like, oh my god, so I have to get rid of them because I'm not using this. So and it's really uncomfortable to wear them. Like every time I try to put them on, and not to forget how to wear heels. So no, I totally get this. For me, it's also sometimes the case that I put in some outfits and feel myself uncomfortable, but so there were some days when this was totally okay, but now I'm used to another type of clothes, so, and this is the tendency of this oversized, of this loosey outfits, and so it doesn't mean that it's very bad. No, it's not. So we like, as I've mentioned, that we are living in a very unstable world, and this is our like the way how we want to hide ourselves in this, in this kind of clothes. So, and yeah, so okay, so I will go to the next slide. So about the copycats, so this is not the case about the copycats. So this is about the trends that, okay, the beige, neutral suit is trendy, and everyone is wearing it. But if you see those pictures, if you see those examples of the people wearing, it's not like they're wearing all the same. It looks like, but they all have their personal style. They all put their personal details, their personal finalized with their own personal touch. So someone is wearing eyeglasses and someone is putting a headscarf. Yeah, so this is the way how you can also, like, for example, I tell to my clients, you can also recreate the same outfit but with your own details. So yeah, so this is the idea, how you can start experimenting and see if it works for you or not. So it's not about the copycat, like not about the copying others, but it is the way to explore yourself, you explore your like personality and the way how you can wear the clothes as well. Yes. So yeah, so another, yeah. Lena?
I think we skipped the slide, and I was thinking of your idea about age-appropriate clothing. But before that, I guess we have some more colors.
Yeah. So about the colors, this is like an opposite. For example, if everybody is wearing colorful clothes, this is also an option because I don't know if you have noticed, once you're wearing like different colors, you are like feeling yourself differently. So have you had any kind of this experiences in terms of colors?
I mean, it's kind of you need to have experience to coordinate them.
That's sure. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that in general, it's very brave to get like a very colorful outfit. So, and people who do this, I mean that they are like they are really doing some kind of statement like on the street, you know. So well, for fashionistas it's more easier than they are spotted by photographers, and but there are people I know personally who wear very bright, very vivid outfits, and this is the way of their life. So they are doing like everything that surrounds them, you know, so they're conveying this vivid attitude, you know, this bright attitude. This is a very good point because I was experiencing also, once I was wearing red, I felt myself very, you know, very confident, very bold. And then when I was wearing something more pastel shades, then I was more like subtle, more feminine. This is also the thing that how colors affect our attitude, our approach. So, but I think that this is a good point that well, we are all different and we can all like try different things in terms of clothes, in terms of fashion, because now fashion is all about like freedom. So we can do like this kind of like neutral outfits and the same like here. And like another option is to try with this pastel shades. And also this is more safe option to try colors on, because, you know, in terms of pastel palette, it's they are matching together like very well. So you can mix and match all pastel colors together, they will work, but you can't do the same with the bright colors. So if you want, for example, if a person is not confident with colors, if this color like suits you or not, you can always go with the experimenting with the pastel shades and mix them with something more neutral. So which option you like most? Neutrals, brights, or pastel?
Well, actually, like for me, I would say I'm kind of I have a classic style, I would say. Well, I have basic
Yeah,
colors
remember.
like blue, like a natural one, like the white, for example.
Okay.
And yes, never black. I'm not very familiar with this color.
Uh-huh.
And for men, I think it's also difficult to wear it. You should like
Yeah,
yes
yeah,
nose
it is.
and it's. But yes, I used to wear like gray, yes, white, blue, and also very classic, and sometimes with some. I mean, not trendy clothes, but something like more uh, fancy, like a camouflage, for example, a shirt, something like that with squares on it,
So you
with
mix
some.
and match different styles, right?
Yes, yes, a bit, yeah, indeed.
Okay.
So some classic style, but sometimes I add like a punchy color, for example. Yes,
Right.
yeah.
Socks, like yellow socks.
Yes,
Yeah.
for example, yeah,
I
or
mean, that,
red, yeah.
well, you got your personal style. You have your like classy style, and you know that this works for you. And then you add the colors and you add the patterns. So
Yes.
this is the way how it like in general works in terms of like uncovering your like personality as well. And
Mm.
these examples that I've showed, this is the same. Like you start with this safe options and
Yes.
see if they work, and then you add like either you add some pastel shades or you add some bold colors or you stick to something very like neutral. So, but first of all, is just to understand what is your
Yes.
style. So,
The
That is why
type
it's yeah.
just
Sorry.
of what you want to express and who you are. It's such a complex thing.
Yeah.
For
yeah,
example, when I was a teenager, I was like very into like a lot of colors and to really try to communicate something. So I was rebelling through clothing as well. And then as time has passed, I kind of calmed down, and right now I'm more into like yeah, like simple colors, and not so much of vivid things. And yeah, think people really can express how they feel and who they are,
yeah,
basically, with as well.
yeah. And what's the message that mentioned before? Like, what is the message that they are conveying with this
Mm.
clothes?
Yeah.
So, and yeah, well, we were all rebellious when we were teenagers, I guess.
And the message, and also like to tell maybe, of course, a message, a story, of course, like
Yeah,
with the clothes that we wear, like where they came
yeah,
from whom they
exactly.
were made, and also the fabrics where it comes from, for example. So all of these things have, I think they have a story, and this is interesting, and also that is also why it's very important to try always at the boutique. It's very
Yeah,
important to try again and again and again. That's how we
yeah,
also build the style to.
Yeah. Also to ask the information. So not only to look at how it looks on
Yes.
you, but to know, to trace. Yeah, we were very big on tracing where is this cloth coming from, who made it, etc. Yeah, but it's another discussion.
Yes.
yeah. Oh, okay. So I wanted to also to tell you about this Cesaro dress. This about this. There was a case last year. Well, it was also not about the copying, but real people went to Zara store and started buying this dress because there was like that dress fits all body types, and there were like teenagers, pregnant women. They all were wearing the same dress, so it was out of stock, and then it was restocked because like it was really I don't know how many like what amount of this like of these dresses were sold, like millions. And the funny thing is some and I mean that fans of this dress, they open an Instagram account for this dress. So and people also share the experience that once they were going out and wearing this dress, they were immediately snapped by people and they posted on Instagram and social media because it became so popular. And yeah, so but it wasn't about the copying, because you can spot the same person, the same dress. It doesn't mean that you copy someone. It's just because different people might have like different lifestyles, but in some sort of way, taste are the same. And this Instagram account is still dedicated to this dress. It's you can check it out. Hot for the Spot, it's called. And then there was like also from UK crowdfunding. They opened the crowdfunding, and every time people were wearing this dress, they were donating £3 for the cause about the poverty in UK. So I think that they raised about £5,000. But it's just a very interesting case that people were not like over consuming, but they were buying particularly this dress because it got very versatile fit, and it was somehow very like I don't know. How do you find this dress? What's, Lena, for you this dress is about?
I think it's very easy to wear it in a very
simple. Exactly.
So it's very good on different body shapes as well. So it's super versatile.
Yeah. So the thing is that with the shops also, like it's not like I tell people that not to be afraid of like to wear the clothes that you might see somewhere else, because it's up to you how you wear it, how you mix it, and what kind of details and what personality you put when wearing this outfit. So, but it was just a very interesting case, because even I like had about 3 friends that had the same dress, and they all were wearing in a different way. So, yeah. Also something about the age-appropriate clothing. So if now someone asks me about like, is there such a thing like age-appropriate clothing? I would say no, because it's all about like tolerance and not like shaming someone because of the age or because of the body or nationality or religion. It's very rude, and I think it's not the thing that it's trendy even, I would say like this. So people should be more polite, and so people now I see a lot of seniors that are dressed in a very amazing way. So even I would copy them, So and I can't say that, okay, this lady wears like Adidas suit and it's no way. So she can't do this because it's only for youngsters. Well, how would you say to this lady that it's not good for her? It is, because she rocks this suit, So the same with the others. I get a lot of inspiration from seniors when I see they are wearing some kind of bold colors or bold outfits, and I would say, wow, I want to be the same when I will grow up, So I would never say that. Fashion nowadays about like restrictions in terms of age or bodies. So this is the thing that I also explain, like, okay, there are rules maybe that like different bodies they can wear like different like fits or cuts, or I don't know, but in general you can wear actually whatever you want. If you feel yourself confident and comfortable in this, you can wear whatever you want. Because, okay, for example, a lady has like white shoulders and she wears a tank top, and the stylist says that, okay, you shouldn't wear the tank top because it highlights your white shoulders. But okay, what if she likes her shoulders? So and someone says that no, it's not allowed to do this, it's just faux pas. So this is the idea that I want to convey, that it's just don't focus on any kind of restrictions. And actually, in terms like, for example, like devices that I've got, like I once about like 3 years ago, I got a very cool advice from the person that told me that don't think about yourself in a negative way. So because when I work, for example, with people, with clients, they always like not feeling confident when I like when it comes to their appearance, when it comes to new haircuts or new styles, and they should think, oh, that doesn't fit me, or doesn't suit me, that doesn't look good on me. don't think about this. So don't think about like something negative about your appearance, because so we should be more kind and less strict to ourselves. And I think that all these ladies, they are rocking just because they love themselves, right?
Yeah.
It is a mindset.
Exactly.
It is also a mindset.
Yeah. So just look at this lady with the blue hair. I'm really like, I'm a huge fan of her, and I think that she even has her own Instagram account.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So, do you have any questions here?
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So next, some like about the work attire. What to wear to office? So also some of my tips. What I've also experienced is that every time you're wearing like something light or like neutral, it makes you more approachable. So like it reduces like formality. If you are having some kind of interview that's I don't know, like a job interview, or you have to speak to someone, like there is a serious talk coming up, and if you want to reduce this kind of formality, so go for something more light. So, but when there is like when you want to look more professional and more serious, then at the like your outfit has to have like a higher percentage of darker colors, but not like a black only, like total black, but something like more darker to make a contrast. So it visually makes you more formal and professional. So, yeah, have you experienced some kind of this thing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a different perception.
Yeah, just look at those pictures. You can even spot here. And and what is very important is not like only to put like a total like neutral, or even you can put like on the upper part something more light. It will also work here.
Yeah, play with the layering of colors.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that when we're talking with people, when we speak to with person, so our eyes are focused on the upper part of the body. So it's very important to think about this upper part of the tops, blazers, sweaters, shirts, and so on, rather than on the bottom. Because when there is a conversation, so we're talking like face to face. And so you can wear whatever you want on the bottom part, but think about what you are wearing this, like in terms of tops and shirts.
Yeah, we can see clearly the difference between them.
Yeah, exactly. So, and also about stratagem that can also help to improve your personal wardrobe, and you can also do this with the no help of a stylist, is to limit your wardrobe, like seriously limit in terms of not even the quantity, but in terms of colors. So these are, for example, 2 capsule wardrobes, and one capsule wardrobe is made in like in neutral shades, in all beige. And another wardrobe is made also, it's limited because it has bright colors, but they are the same colors. There are blue, like shades of blue, and shades of pink, I guess, like magenta, and some neutral shades like natural colors, beige and white. So these 2 wardrobes are capsule wardrobes, and these are both limited, so we don't see any like other shades. Mainly these are the same, and they are in different like items. They are repeated. So what's the idea of this capsule wardrobe? It's very easy. You can just Google it. There is so much information everywhere on the internet. It just makes things easier because you can do capsule for your leisure, for your work as well. So you just limit your wardrobe with the colors, and add your basic colors that you know that, okay, this I have a lot in my wardrobe, and then add 1, 2, maximum 3 colors. I would say stick to 2 only. I mean, like bright colors. and you will get a lot of combinations. I'm seriously. We were doing these cases with my clients, and they were actually amazed how many examples they can have. We even print it out and put it like stick this to the door of their wardrobe, so they had like an idea what kind of clothes they can wear every day, and the variety is huge. Once you have your basic, and then you just start playing chess with your clothes. And it's really interesting because how you limit your wardrobe. Okay, it's clear with the neutrals, but in terms of those bright colors, you just copy these colors in different items. So the same, because, okay, for example, Lena, what kind of color you know that works for you definitely?
What works for me definitely?
Yeah.
Are we talking about like...
In general, yeah, in general.
Okay. I know that... I think like, yeah, pink works for me.
Okay, so you just you put like, for example, something in neutral colors, like for example gray and blue and navy blue. I mean dark blue, and then you put different items in pink color. It's a shirt, it's a t-shirt, and it's a cardigan, and maybe a scarf, and it all have like the same or not the same but similar shades of pink. And then you just play with this, and you create your own capsule. And the thing is that you just copy the same shade of the same color in different items, so it makes your wardrobe, your capsule, more full. So I think that this example perfectly shows what I'm talking about. So and the same actually with the men's wardrobe. It's in some sort of way it's even easier because there are less accessories, and you both can try because it's really fun. I mean, fun because people don't expect to have that many options. Always, I see the reaction once we're doing this capsule wardrobe. Yeah. So, so also a few tips about the accessories. Because I know that many women are also confused about these the color combinations, but what you can try is just to pick some bright accessories if you're having the neutral outfit or in outfit in the dark shades. It's always an option to do something differently, you know, not to match your shoes with your bag. No, it doesn't work anymore, but it didn't work. It was only a marketing trick. But I mean that always try to finalize your look with accessories, with the bags, and so the bags are also like a very important accessory in your outfit, in your look. And also wanted to show an example. For example, here we see the structured form and a loosey form of a bag, and what looks more expensive. And like on the upper row, there's like the same brand. I think that's Michael Kors. And one looks more expensive and another looks less. So so if you don't have like a big budget, so you can go and find something in a mass market, but just think about the form, and the structure.
The more constructed looks always go it gives a more I would say classic or more expensive style.
Yeah, it's very important to care about like the contrast of colors.
Yeah.
Accessories really I think it's one of the most difficult thing to be right with.
But you know, accessories is the thing that highlights this is the way how you can personalize your outfit with accessories. So don't think about doing something wrong, because here's no one to judge you. I mean that those people who judge others, others like appearances, other behavior, they are not like the most smart ones, you know. So just don't think about this. This is my advice to all my clients. It's just up to you. If you want to put this kind of accessory, then it's your personal trait and personality. So it's just you feeling that way. Of course, there are some rules that may emphasize, highlight your body feature or hide something that you don't want to focus on. There are these kind of rules, but you know, the rules are done with the aim to break them. So you may learn them. And Google has this opportunity. I'm always telling them, like, first educate yourself and then ask others to educate you. So hold on. Yeah. So anything you want me to proceed, or?
I think we can talk about like the main trends that you like specifically in this period. Yeah.
So if we're talking like in general about trends, trying not to focus on the micro trends, like for example, like this season we're wearing stripes, or neoprene is like way to go, or something like this. This is micro trends. But what I'm considering is always like this three main like trends that are coming from like retrospective, like vintage. It's like 60s, 70s, 80s that we've already experienced. Also trends that coming from like our ethnicity, like African like patterns, or something like Chinese embroidery, or like everything that comes from our culture. And also very important trend that is the major trend nowadays, it's the urban. So our lifestyle, everything that like, this is streetwear, that is this major trend. And this, what we're wearing now, is a mix of everything, like of these three mainly trends. And yeah, so if someone asks me what to wear this spring, I would say like always like whatever you want. Yeah, but you know, some people are more tended to wear something more vintage, and I totally understand them, because you know, those 60s, 70s, 80s, we've already, like, we know what it is. We lived, like, we, even if we didn't live that period, but our parents lived that, our siblings, and we know how to wear this kind of style. The same with the culture. And like the urban style is the way that's like, this is our average life, so it's more clear. So, and someone has more tendency in wearing streetwear, and some always try to put something like to highlight their cultural like a background, you know. So it's about mix and match. But you know, so if someone says like, okay, military is the trend of this fall winter season, it's always on trend. The stripes, like navy stripes, it's always on trend. So that's why in terms of colors, of course, this Institute Pantone, they define the colors of the color of the year, and then some additional colors. But it doesn't mean that you have to go and buy them. So wear those colors that make you feel comfortable and confident, you know. Yeah. So yeah, don't follow those micro trends, because these are done for like in the retail to push people to consume more.
Yeah.
And that's why I wouldn't suggest you to have like some very specific preferences and trends. But I would suggest to have few items that I know work mostly for every woman. Sorry, Joris, today I'm more about the women. So something in Camel, yeah. So in Camel shades, either it's a trench or a coat. For example, coat is more for. Well, actually, this can also be applied for a man, for a man's wardrobe. So. I didn't think about adding men's picture, but yeah. So
I have actually a camel coat here.
Yeah, well, you know, I always give an example that when there's like a fall winter season, whenever everything is dull and nasty, and there are people wearing all dark, and all black colors. And there's a person that's approaching in the light camel coat, and it like all attention. He gets all the attention, because I mean that there's a big difference when wearing something like more light, even it's not light and neutral, than dark and dull. So so this is the thing that you can always consider, because trench is always on trend in spring, summer, and camel coat is always on trend in fall, spring. And brands and shops, they just like copy almost the same model and every single season. So if you haven't done this, just think about it, if it will match your wardrobe, if it will match your style. No, also nude pumps, not exactly the same model, but here below you will see the picture of Louboutin and Christian Louboutin. And the idea of this nude pumps, if it like flat pumps or with heels or whatever, the idea is to make your legs longer. So if you think that you are short, well, I'm like particularly very short, so I'm I love those nude colored shoes, so because they somehow make me more tall. Well, this is like what I think. But the idea is that you find the nude shade just exactly the same color as your skin tone. So yeah, so this is the campaign that was made perfectly to show this. So another thing, that short dresses is also a very good option. You can always wear this dress for a night out or during your working hours, because this is very versatile. You just add different accessories, you just change your shoes, and it works perfectly for any occasion. Just put over the blazer, or just clinch it with a belt, with a bright belt, a contrasting belt. It will work, and you will be surprised how versatile it is. So boxy blazers as well, so not very fitted, and not very loosey, but I would say that very like striped blazer, because this is also like somehow now instead of a jacket, and it even looks better than the jacket, wearing a blazer, because you can wear the blazer over the dress, over your over pants, over jeans, especially when you, for example, wearing very casual outfit. You're wearing t-shirt and jeans, and then you put a blazer, and voila, you are already wearing a smart casual look, you know. Yeah. So it somehow changes immediately once you're putting over the blazer. So a few other examples, the same with the slip dress. It's so simple, but it can also play in different ways, with the blazer, with the trench, with put over a cardigan, or under this shirt you put a t-shirt or a shirt or a turtleneck. Change the shoes, and there are so many ways how the slip dress can work, and you can wear with nothing. Put a bold lipstick and you go for a party, and it's also an option. So I mean that I always suggest to find those pieces that work always like in different ways and then different styles. So guys, you are too silent there.
No, it's very interesting actually, and I definitely agree with you and what you say, and actually the outfits that you choose is I mean really nice actually. Really nice, like the colors, how they're mixed, and also it looks really good.
Okay, thanks. Well, I was looking for this kind of like outfits that fit different women, and some different examples. So also like few more that also like very basic, but can fit different wardrobes. Women with different lifestyles as well. So yeah, here it is, and here's the tote bag that I was telling with the structure for. So, and my last tips about the shopping is just to have a budget. If you think that, okay, I need to refresh my wardrobe and to go shopping and to buy something new, always set a budget. Don't go over, because it's really super important. to not to waste money on extra, because we have a lot of things where to spend our money, you know, not only on clothes. And also, like, when you are in doubt, when you're adopting about something, don't ever buy this, because, you know, so if you're not sure whether this item will work for you, it's better to avoid it.
Yeah.
Because you have to be 100% sure that this is the thing that you needed in your wardrobe. This was exactly the item you were looking for. I personally go shopping, you know, so I will switch off to back again. Hold on.
Okay.
So yeah, so I was I started. Hold on. See me now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. So I was personally, I've learned how to go shopping with a list. So I don't buy anything if I don't have anything in my list. So it took me a few years to teach myself to learn, like, to buy only what I really need. And it happens that you go to store and you don't find anything like what you were looking for. Then it means that, okay, you don't have to buy like anything. Go shopping another day. Maybe next day you will find exactly that thing that you were looking for. But it's really important to stick to your plan and to, like, not to consume something extra, not to waste money on something extra, just to make your wardrobe more smart.
Okay, interesting. And actually, I have a question from someone who asked, what's the best style advice you've received?
Well, one advice was about not think about yourself in a negative way, but also I remember very well that one hairstylist from Milan, he told me that don't afraid to change. So, because this is the way how you will explore yourself. Because I thought that, okay, having, like, for example, long natural hair is the way that works for all girls, for all women. And once he told me that, okay, you're from the creative industry, you're working in fashion, so you have to experiment, you have to learn something, like, about yourself, you have to try different styles. And I was like, okay. Then I cut my hair, then I dyed my hair like blonde, like silver blonde, and I just like, okay, this is the thing. It's not about, like, changing your clothes, but changing your appearance. And once you change your appearance, once you change your style, you have absolutely different attitudes. Absolutely. And this is a very interesting thing to explore yourself, your mindset as well, and who you are. Who you really are. Yes. So for me, it was very interesting, and it was like, this advice was given me like 4 years ago, and yeah, and up till now, I'm trying to experiment with my first personal style and appearance. Not radically.
I actually love that look. Like, I like this hair too, but I really like I saw your pictures from before with the blonde hair, and it was like, yeah, it was very, very trendy. I loved it. So I also see a question here. So the question is, do you have any favorite items right now?
No, I think that I'm not trying to make something to make items like material items favorite ones. So I'm just trying to find different options how I can work with those items, how these items can work out. And I think that maybe something that was done like custom made, like that. I know, like, I had this design and I sewed it, and like a designer made it for me. These items have more meaning to me. But in general, I think that these are just clothes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Lucine, for all your insight, and thank you for everyone for attending. And if you have questions or you have an idea that you would like us to explore for online meetings, please don't hesitate to contact us.
Thank you, guys.
Just before we end, you can follow Lucine on Instagram. Your handle is Lucine. What was it? Can you help me out?
So Lucine A, you just can type it and you will definitely find me out.
Yes.
So Lucine and A. So
and check out her. Hi, and also please share this meeting if you find it interesting, and you can follow us on at fashiontalks.ch on Instagram and Facebook, or on LinkedIn for more interesting content. Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks a lot.
thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you again. Bye bye. Thank you.